Hey guys, let's see, 4:45. I decided to make an advice video because I've been making way too many videos that are just about opening up your filter. But today's advice video is about the easier countries to day game in the world. And for some of you, you want to travel. Hold on a second. For some of you, you want to travel and you want to find places that are a lot easier. Hey, nice to see you, man. What's up? It's good to see you here. And the countries I'm going to tell you two of them. I'm going to tell you two countries that are easier. And sorry, my nose is itchy as fuck. I don't know what's going on. I'll give you two countries, and the other two I'll put in the link below. How's that? That way, I should wipe my nose before I started. But I'm going to put in the link below. All right, here it is. So, what are the easiest countries to day game? Let's just get right to it. I don't have time for theories and shit. Number one. Fuck, I can't see shit. This is not real glasses. It's just a Matrix kind of looking shit. And there's only one person on here. The other two dropped off. Fuck you guys who dropped off. All right, they're back. One's back. All right, two easiest countries to get laid in the world. Number one. This is going to surprise you. So I'm going to pick one for each different place. Then later on, I'm going to tell you two more. I'm going to give you two here and two in my blog. I'll put in the link below. The first place, what is it? What the fuck is it, John? What's the first place? What's the first place? First easiest place in the world is Berlin, Germany. You'd be like, what the fuck? Okay. This is kind of like, wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute, John. Berlin is supposed to be hard. Well, the question is, have anyone actually been there? I have. In fact, I even got my necklace from Berlin. And credit stealer Wayne helped me get it. And I got this other piece of necklace from my other mentor when I was living in the mansion. I had this. I got this in Berlin. This is from Berlin. It's an original piece. I think they made it themselves. It's not like Amazon shit. So I was there for 2 days. You're like, John, I thought you lived in Berlin. No, I didn't. I was only in Berlin for 2 days to pick up inner coaching equipment. You're like, what the fuck? That means I've only made like fucking 2 approaches the whole trip. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. Then I taught in London. But the kind of game I was playing in Berlin was a Batman Superman game. That means whenever I day game and I'm stuck, I hand it off to credit stealer Wayne. He handles the emotional side, the connection, because I'm not a very emotional guy. Objections dealing, he hands it over to me. Okay? I let him deal with a few more things. I handle it, get the insta-date, whatever, and then I hand it off to him. We hand the game off back to each other in the past. And then at the very end, one of us has to fuck her. Is that why your old company got laid? Easier laid? No, it's not that. It's not that. It's like at that time when we're in Europe, right? We just have to bring some equipment with us. So for example, somebody has to record the infields. So somebody had to record the infields and we're just testing out this thing, you know? It was just for fun. This is like a camera, but it looks like a power bank. This is a $450 Canadian dollar camera. And I have it too. So having said that, we're just seeing that goddamn thing work. So it's like, John, just go out there and just fucking do something. It's like, we don't have much time, dude. We only got 2 days to pick up the equipment. All right. And he just fucking aims it at me and then just do my shit. And got the infield. So it's not easier late or not easier late or anything like that. It was a new style of game I'll be talking to you guys in the future. But sometimes when you have a wingman who is a credit stealer, who tries to steal credit for all my testimonials, let's look at the truth here. They don't even have they have only one testimonial for an Asian guy and one testimonial for Indian. For my old company, they only have one testimonial of each. And the Asian guy, not besides myself, I was told what to say by Michael Wayne. When you listen to my testimonial, doesn't it sound like it's written by a white guy? It's like, hey, John, can you make us a testimonial for 6 months to mastery? I was like, sure, just tell me what to say. Okay. Having said that, okay, so when I was in Europe, it's not like I don't have my own keys. I can't just fuck around and do anything I want. So somebody points the camera and then we just sort of help each other out. I thought, hey, this is a great team. Batman and Superman helping each other. It was like, great. But then somehow Superman likes to steal all the credit every time. And I was fucking shocked. As soon as things were over, the other guy just keeps taking all the credit. I was like, oh, that's a red flag. That's a fucking, what's going on here? But I digressed. In reality, it's all about, like, it's not about retirement. Like, it's not about being emotional and manipulating people. It's not about just emoting and then just say, oh, this is my end game. It's just to get you guys emotional. Because when you look at the manipulation, see right here. How are you manipulated? It's very simple through perception. You got to pretend this is the above here, and this is the glacier. And above here is the conscious brain. We put conscious. This is subconscious. That's C. So in order to manipulate the audience, I was taught in the past, if you keep getting them emotional and you get them like logically looping over and over, you're going to start to brainwash them. If you can brainwash the conscious, the unconscious falls with everything. This is why you see in a lot of the infields and a lot of the boot camp clips, you are just basically being manipulated through the whole way through. Emotionally manipulated, and it leads to a conclusion. And the secret is not what they say, it's what they didn't say. Because I'm completely cut out of some of these London stuff. Cut out of it. I have all the testimonials, I have all that stuff. It doesn't matter if I really want to show it with my name on it. So for me, how I teach is I focus on telling you guys the fucking truth. I'm brutally honest. And then all of a sudden, your brain will no longer be able to fight it. You can either drop off right now and dismiss it, because your ego is hurt. Or else overall, your conscious brain will say, fuck, John's telling the truth about everything. And then all of a sudden, it starts to get it. So rather than lying to you or manipulating, it's called spin doctrine. I decided if I tell people enough of the truth, people are going to start to get it. So Batman Superman game is a pretty cool new style, and I'm going to teach everyone how to do it in the future. Okay, so basically, what is spin doctrine, Google? Spin doctrine, what does it mean? Spin doctrine, according to the dictionary, is spin doctors from both sides were already declaring victors as their account. Okay, a definition of a political aid responsible for ensuring that they interpret an event from a particular point of view. That means you only seen it from one point of view. As long as they're charismatic, and I'm not, I'm just a guy who basically just is fucking brutally honest and doesn't have, I'm not an emotional person and I don't manipulate. And I do have, like, this is a fact. Go look it up. I actually have every single bootcamp student, not bootcamp student, but I mean every single Asian person in the company, except for one, Laid, and Indians. Crash Stealer Wayne can't get Indian Laid because he doesn't understand Indians, because he looks like a tall black dude with SMV of 8 out of 10 looking like a black guy. 1 out of 10 for money. That's 9. Natural status. So 8 natural status looks is like 7. Or it could be 7.5 if you look black. Because if you look Indian, that's not a good looking Indian. But if you look at like a black guy, he's good as looking as Denzel Washington. Exactly the same. And the game is only 4 out of 10. Does that make sense? That's why Indians and Asians cannot get testimonials. I digress. Let's talk about what we want to talk about, which is the real advice about Germany and what I've discovered in my 2 days in Germany. I'm not here to hurt other people's businesses or anything like that, but I'm just saying there's a Batman Superman game, and you guys saw the infield. The first infield in Europe I posted. And in the future, I'm not going to post more of the infields because the locations is not something he wants reviewed. I understand that. I respect that. But we didn't live in Berlin. It's bullshit. Having said that, two of the easiest places to day game in the world is Berlin, number one. You thought it was hard. And I've been there for 2 days and I found it to be much easier than I expected. You're saying, oh, only 2 days? What the fuck? So whatever game developed here won't be very strong, and I'll explain. It's not to spite anyone, but there are countries out there in Europe that are good second or third places that I recommend, like Poland, Warsaw, or Prague, Czechoslovakia. There's a lot of great places. Even possibly, I won't say the other one, but there is another place that's good. This is all for same-day lays. If you're aiming for same-day lays, these are the best places to go. Especially Berlin. Berlin, I'll explain why, because most people are thinking, what the fuck? How can Berlin possibly be easy? Because nobody wants to go to Berlin. Because all they hear about is terrorism, socialism, refugees, and people are just like, oh my God, I don't want to fucking go that place. But you guys don't know it until you actually been there. And this is where I got the necklace. So let's talk about Berlin. There are two reasons that affects every country, according to mystery method. Do you guys remember? Everything is survival and replication value. Where does your numbers come from? Tall, black, extremely unscientific. It's not unscientific because the black guys have a protector status and pre-selection, Eric, that other races don't have. That's the thing, though. Latinos don't have that kind of thing. And I've also taught, I got 402 laid-in poll testimonials. There basically is a hierarchy. My tall black students will get laid faster than anyone else. It's just how it is. Actually, white students get laid even faster, but usually the tall black guys have it easier. Let me ask you a question, Eric. If you were a short black guy, for example, do you still have the same muscle mass in the pre-selection? Yes or no? The answer is fuck no. White women like guys who are tall and strong, right? Exactly. And when they lose the pre-selection and they lose the protector status, is it actually harder for the shorter black guy who's basically around 5'7", 5'8"? Is there a stereotype? Are they gonna face more resistance? Yes or no? Eric? If they're losing all the muscles and all the height, the answer is yes, they're gonna have a tougher time. They'll have such a tough time, they're actually gonna know what Asian men feel like. And Indian men. And that's the funny thing. With Indian men, for example, is it true, yes or no? Indian men have different skin tones. If you look at my old roommate, doesn't he look like a Latino? Doesn't he look like a guy who's light skinned and he's living in Mexico right now, just a little bit with his girlfriend. Okay? He has not been murdered. He has not been kidnapped yet. Nobody knows he's not Latino. Even though he's Indian. Is it possible that what you look like is your SMV? And the answer is yes. If you look like a tall black guy, won't they consider you a tall black guy? The answer is yes. And think about it this way. If, for example, this is a good one that you guys cannot defeat this argument. You guys, nobody can defeat this part of the argument. Sorry. Do you know from what country I'm born? And the woman always says what? The same thing. They have no idea. Most of the time, the women have no idea. I even talked to his girlfriend before. Like, she has no idea. First time we met. So from which country am I born? Unless she's actually been to India, they have no fucking idea. Okay? Then they have no fucking idea. But however, most of the time you realize this is what they say. From which country am I born? No idea. I'm actually from the place where yoga is made or yoga is born. India? Yes. Well, if you didn't say I'm from the place where yoga is born, that means nobody knows what race he is. And just because you guys know, because you guys are Indian, or you guys know he's a PUA, credit stealer Wayne. But it's okay. I'm not here to attack credit stealer Wayne. Okay? I'm not here to attack him. But when he starts to take credit for my testimonials, and he can't get one, like he only got one Indian laid in the boot camp. One. And Johnny Lee got like fucking 99% of the company's Indian testimonials and also got 99% of the Asian testimonials. Don't take credit for my work just because your system doesn't work. Because the math does not equal results. 8 out of 10 for natural status, plus 7.5 out of 10 for looks, 1 out of 10 for money by leather jackets in a shitty fashion. But it works because it's a positive stereotype looking black guy. And lastly, 4 out of 10 for game. Of course, no Indians and no Asians will get laid. However, I digress. Let's stick to the point. I started so long ago, 18 years ago. I don't want to tell my age because there's a lot of girls that watch this YouTube, which is kind of fucked up. So I've been in the game for a really long time, Eric. So it's not that I know what I'm talking about. Like 18 years. I've studied every system. I started in 2001, dude. September the 11th. The first day I was out there doing day game, I remember when I walked into class, I was taking animation. Yeah, I've been in the game for that long. And I've been an instructor for 6 years. So when they try to make me look like a fucking student, I was a student of many people. I had Pakistani mentors, I have Asian mentors, I have white mentors, I have so many naturals as mentors. I've been trained by 2 dating coaches. So therefore, one of the two is credit stealer Wayne. But however, when I walked into that interview and people thought, oh, he's just brand new. No, I was teaching Justin Wayne's game at 2015. I was surprised there was actually another Wayne teaching the same kind of systems I was teaching. And when I made a compilation, that's how I got the attention of him. We never spoke. We always kept a distance. But Michael Wayne was interested in recruiting me as his replacement at the time. So they fought over certain things. I won't say exactly what, but most likely it's money. And this is not like public. This is not for the public to know. This is not for the public to know. So right now I'm going to keep that secret. And I don't intend to hurt the other guy. I really don't. Do you teach how to increase finance? Yes, I do. It's in the inner circle. I do teach that stuff. It's called high income skills. I was learning from Dan Locke, so I teach that too. Inner circle is just look it up on my website. I can give you 2 countries. Let's talk about Berlin. Why do I think Berlin is the easiest? First of all, I was in Berlin, so I'm gonna go look for my site, Vancouver Daygame. It's called johnnyelite.com, but Vancouver Daygame works just fine. Bear with me. So this is my site. You guys can see it. Okay. And then you click on the blog. Blog will lead you down. Because I write every single fucking day. I write a lot of articles. And I'm surprised that people aren't reading as many as before. So let's talk about Berlin. Because I'm just reading from this article, just to be honest with you guys. So Berlin, Germany. I took this picture in Berlin. Is that cool? I remember being there. Sweden is good, but Sweden's a little bit racist. So there's Middle Eastern guys there, a lot of them. But Swedish women are a little bit prejudiced. So I personally, a while back, nervous to kiss the QFT like I do in the Lean and Kiss. I think you're part of the inner circle. I'm not sure. Everything is like you're thinking about all wrong. The real escalation ladder. When I was in Europe, me and credit stealer Wayne, we never used an escalation ladder. We all used a sexual connection. Actually, nobody used romance. The public game. See, it's Berlin McDonald's. The public game and the real game. I fucking hate these fucking German sausages. Is that when we game for ourselves, we don't use the romantic shit. We don't use the escalation ladder. It is all. This is my ticket from Berlin. See, Berlin. It's all a fucking lie. It's not a fucking lie, but it does work for positive stereotypes if you see you as a boyfriend material. Let's continue. So, Why is Berlin? Okay, people are dropping off because I'm getting off fucking topic. First of all, if everything is survival and replication value, S&R, survival / replication value. So there must be something about Germany where one of these things are affected. So which one is it? Obviously, if it's a socialist fucking country, everyone has money. What I mean by that is you get free university, you get a free fucking apartment, you don't even need a fucking job. They call it job center. A fucking job center. So therefore, the money category, survival value, is taken care of. And this is how they enslave you with socialism. So I always tell them, like, get out of the socialism thing. Replication value. This is the thing that's left. So for Berlin, imagine free university, which sounds great. All the money you want, but in exchange for welfare, you have to give up a job. You have to live where they want you to live. And you make a little bit of money like a caged fucking lion. You are tamed like a caged lion. They put enough food in your belly and you're happy. So, having said that, the secret is a lot of people in Berlin, the women, are all hipsters. You're like, what the fuck? Hipsters. You know, those women with fucking red hair and, you know, blue hair and that kind of alternative shit. And I'm not making this shit up. I'm not making this shit up. Because the fuck is, it should be in the picture somewhere, but yeah, I didn't update it. I'll update it in the blog. But there was pictures of women with red hair and a lot of blue hair. And a lot of you dropping off. Okay, I'm gonna move this person out of my. Stop contacting me, asshole. Hide this user on this channel. Okay. I don't fucking give a fuck what you think. So having said that, let's get to the point. With socialism, you no longer have to worry about money, so the women are just down to fuck. That's what makes it easier. That means, think about it this way. If all your finances are already handled, you already get paid just for doing nothing, and university is free, you'll never rebel. So that's the first reason. In fact, that's the biggest reason. It's a very chilled hipster place. Number two, they're all hipsters. The entire fucking country. Although it wasn't portrayed that way, I was very surprised. You cannot walk down the street without seeing a goddamn fucking hipster woman everywhere. Hipster women are into minorities. They're into Asians, they're into anime, they're into this fucking not shaving their fucking armpits or taking showers. They're into tattoos, they're into weird fucking clothing. So that's why I had to adapt the fashion. I can't wear this. I tried it the first day. It didn't work. So it didn't work. So I switched over to a leather jacket and dressed more alternative. Okay? So there is a place that is like Berlin in British Columbia, and it's called Commercial Broadway. I'll be posting a future infield of me getting a girl from Commercial Broadway past 5 cities on the transit game. But that brings me to the next point about transit. Okay? So they're on welfare, university's free, government. Okay, I said all that stuff. I also saw another guy called Don John there. Who's Don John? He's a guy without any facial expressions when he talks. He's like, hey. So, of course, I don't know much about Don John, but all I know is he's the Jan lifestyle of Germany. He is the guy with the positive stereotype that has most of the clients there. In Vancouver, Jan, I think he's dead now. Fuck him. Jan only cares about money. He's a complete sociopath. He doesn't care about the Asians or anything. He doesn't get them results. He has 0 testimonials. So the guys who have higher SMV usually has 0 testimonials for Asian men. Just like Credit Stealer Wayne. He has 2. And one of them, me, I just read whatever Michael Wayne wrote. The other guy is in one of my boot camps. I got 3 lays in my boot camps. He got laid in 6 months to mastery, and he got a girlfriend through a social circle or meetup group. And then he quit the thing. And then he went to many boot camps. He's probably been to like close to like 8 or 9 boot camps. And he got laid 3 times on mine. That's the only Asian student. And that's the thing though. They don't want to draw attention. That's why they need to take credit. Credit stealer Wayne needs to take credit for Johnny Late, who no longer works for the company. They want to take credit because with enough infields, they hit something in your brain called the procreation switch. That's why you keep seeing the infields being posted over and over. So that way they can brainwash you. And Justin Wayne did exactly the same thing with this procreation switch. Once he showed the infields and everything, black people became like fucking sheeps, you know, like they just get turned into fucking sheeps. And that's not uncommon. Once you see the procreation switch, even with Dan Brazilian, you will become a fucking sheep and you do everything he says. Because you're always in neuroscience, from what I've studied. You're always trying to find that edge, that little bit of edge. And the more unrelatable they are to your life, the better. Because with that little bit of edge, you can make yourself feel better. You feel that you'll learn something, even though you may not accomplish what they accomplish. And to be honest, if you only have one Asian testimonial and only one Indian, RSD has more overall. When you think about RSD is a more effective system than that. He's learned from RSD, Tyler. I've also learned from an Asian guy who's RSD taught. So I was taught Julian Blanc's game when I took a boot camp. I didn't want to. And that's what fucked up my game for a very long time, just like the other Asians, but I digress. Let's continue the topic. So once all these things are taken care of, money and stuff like that, the second biggest advantage, like I talked about, transit game. Why do I hate RSD? Well, you're Asian. I'll answer that later. I can't think of a good reason to like RSD. They're a cult. Actually, this is a cult too. Credit Stealer wins a cult. But so is RSD. But however, saying that, it's all about brainwashing. It's all about low self-esteem guys who dress bad, and therefore they have a high ego. So Asians are into it. That's why even Credit Stealer Wayne fell for RSD, fell for London Daygame, Justin Wayne. All the good marketers, most of the Indians will fall for it. Let's just be real here. And the Asians. They dress the worst. They have low self-esteem, therefore high ego. And RSD does not attack the ego. Therefore, it looks like they're giving free advice. And when they did self-development, these guys are like using it for therapy. They're not about getting laid. They're about taking action. And the problem with RSD is that when you take enough massive action, right? This is a line of fuckability. This is a line of value right here. You want to increase your value, your fashion. With RSD and you're Asian, you have lower value. And you just keep numbers gaming it. The problem is that shorter guys will not get laid that are Asian. Unless they fuck a really ugly fucking fatty. And then the taller Asian guys will do 5,000 approaches to get one lay. Because their SMV is higher. And RSD makes most people quit. The Asians, 1 in 5 Asian men will not procreate. And what happens is if they don't fucking procreate, our species is dead because the white men are banging all the Asian women and marrying them. Right now, the percentage is 54% United States of Asian women that are born there are going to marry a white guy. Why do you think I was a dating coach? I was trying to give you Asian sheeps the power to overthrow this whole society. But you guys are just caught into this RSD hoodie dressing like shit. Fucking. Okay. QFT is just the public face of the game. Drizzy. It's just a public face. It still works. But inner circle, if you join the inner circle or you're part of it, I'm not sure if you are, is actually where I updated the game. It's like me and Credit Stealer Wayne. We don't actually, the game that you see is the public face. The Wayne game. The audience eats it up. But when we do a game for ourselves, we change up the style. Because we know a better shortcut for all this shit. And it's called the sexual connection. We both use it. He calls it shotgun game. I call it the sexual connection. I made modifications and improve many aspects of it, including objections dealing, because I don't use alcohol. If you see him using alcohol and wrestling with a woman, that's systematic rape. Especially when you have a fucking lock inside your door that she cannot leave the fucking premise. Just thinking about this is just fucking crazy sometimes. It's like I just been in hell and then came back out. All right, let's continue. So basically, the craziest thing is that these women are coming with you into the SkyTrain. I'm thinking to myself, are these women crazy? I couldn't figure what if they got kidnapped? Seriously. They'll go to you to any city. They really would. That's why I like Berlin. It's that fucking easy. If you see a lot of infields, they just walk into a train. You probably think like most women will not go in the train. And for me, my transit game, you'll see in future infields. What I do before a woman goes in the train with me is I just talk to her outside of it. I should not reveal these tactics. And then I say, oh, if you don't mind me if I sit next to you, I don't want to seem creepy. And she's like, it's no problem. Now she's fucking stuck there for another fucking 30 minutes talking with me. And I can touch her hand, escalate, palm read, all that shit in a non-creepy way. Because if you do it in a creepy way, you'll be kicked off the train. So not for everyone. It's not for everyone. But Berlin, the women will walk with you on the fucking train. What the flying fuck? What if they get killed? And why would they do that is the main reason I brought up. It's because of the socialism. Once survival value is taken care of, they'll walk with you anywhere. They don't give a fuck anymore. So I'm more waiting. What can I do to make myself a positive stereotype? I'm not an actor by any means. The shaved look doesn't suit me. Do you have any suggestions? So if you summarize the top 5 list, what would that be? I heard based in Europe. Just fucking watch the video, Eric. Stop being a cunt. Stop being a cunt. I'm going to give you 2 here. I'm going to give you 5 in my blog. When I actually post a blog, from now on, I'm going to link my blog to the YouTube live. Because a lot of you are just value-taking cunts. That's just like, give me value, give me value. I give you value. Reciprocate. Take coaching with me if you're Asian, Eric. Stop being a cunt. Dude, I have 402 testimonials laid in poll. 99% of the fucking testimonials were all Dwayne's. They can't even get a fucking, there's no, unless there's more Asian testimonials, I'm not aware of it. In my last bootcamp student with the bald guy, he's got fucking 2 same-day lays. He's a tall, 5'11", bald, strong motherfucker using my game. 2 same-day lays, one in Las Vegas and one in the airport in YRV in Vancouver. In Vancouver. So basically, if the women have the survival value taken care of, they're chill, they're down to fuck. This is why Berlin makes it super fucking easy. Yeah, you're a cunt. So, yeah, you can ask questions, but you're just here to get the fucking answer and just get the fuck out of here. I get it, Eric. I get it. You're just a value-taking piece of shit. You just give me value, John. Give me value. I don't know anything about you. I don't know anything about you. Just give me fucking free advice. Right? Don't like it, then just fuck off. Go to Credit Stealer Wayne's fucking side of the fence and get no results. Okay, enough stupid fucking questions. All right. Even if it was the easiest, I'm going to give you some reasons why I think Berlin is a fucking hellhole and why I think it's a piece of shit place. It's not the place you want to invest your money, but it is the easiest place. I think that SkyTrain game would creep girls out if I used it. Do not use it. Do not use it. Only I can use it when I have enough social intelligence. This is okay. Most people in Berlin looks old as fuck. So this is the first reason I hate Berlin. Almost when you compare it, Russia, Privet, Katila, Mina zovut John Elite. Как вас зовут? Хорошо. Spasiba, Paka. I can speak Russian a little bit. Okay? But if you cannot speak Russian, it's okay in Russia. They're the most beautiful women. They're around 10 out of 10, 9. Second is Ukraine is the second highest. Almost everyone is attractive in Ukraine. They're all 9s and 8s and 7s. There are anyone who's a 6, 5, 4, they're treated like shit and they get bullied. The third best looking women is Riga. Riga. I got my ass handed to me in Riga when I was day gaming. The women are 6'3". That's where Michael Wayne is born. Latvia. Riga. His mom's probably like 6 foot something. Dude's like 6'6". Michael Wayne is that tall, 6'6". Really tall motherfucker. Holy shit. Like an NBA player. Having said that, he is from Riga. He was born there. And secretly, there are Russian women all over Riga. They've been secretly keeping it from the public. Riga, they'll tell you they have a huge population to attract the tourist, but there's only a fraction of it. There's hardly anyone there. Most of the women who are tall, there are a lot of women in the streets that are 6'3" or 6'1" in Riga. It's scary, but they're beautiful. They look like runaway models. They're actually Russian. Don't tell anyone this, but they're Russian. The government's been keeping it all away from you guys in the public because they want tourists to go there. There's a class warfare between Riga, the Latvians, and the Russians. If you're Russian, you'll be bullied. I'm 5'7", Eric. So you'll be bullied in school, university, all over Riga, just by being Russian. Everyone will treat you as if you have the plague. And this is the truth of Riga. So Riga is beautiful, the women. Not as much as Ukraine, because they're prettier overall. I think Riga is more beautiful than Ukraine. But it's just me. But Riga has some really ogreish-looking women, too. Some really tall, ogreish-looking women. But some really tall, beautiful women. They're all tall. Holy shit. You've never seen so many 6 foot something. And they're not wearing heels. They're just fucking Russian women. So the next hottest place is called Warsaw, Poland. Poland, Warsaw. Women are all 7 out of 10 there in looks. They're all 7 fucking out of 10. They're not pretty, but they're not ugly. But they look like fucking first year university students, all of them. When you walk around. Poland, Warsaw. 6 out of 10. Why is 6 out of 10? Prague, Czechoslovakia. The women there are kind of ugly, but they're not super hot. But they're not super ugly. What's 5 out of 10? What the fuck is Uglyville? Berlin. That's why I don't like Berlin. Berlin is 5 out of 10 Uglyville. What's 4 out of 10? London, England. And when I was teaching in London, England, I get no credit for it. Even though a lot of students pull and shit. The only Indian student that was a testimonial, I was actually training him every single day because he slept in the same room with me and Credit Stealer Wayne. He was like, a subsidized apartment. I taught him even in my fucking sleep. I was such a good coach. I can actually sleep like this and teach people. I'm a natural. I am gifted. Like God gifted fucking person when it comes to teaching the game. With 402 testimonials, obviously I am. But the weird thing is sometimes I talk in my sleep, according to other people, and talking about game stuff, planning things out, especially when I was in Poland. So you should go down this street and then cut over across. It's like, what the fuck? That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, sure. I process game in my head all the fucking time. And when I get student results, it adds more to it. And I field test more. And students feel. It's all a science. So fucking London has the ugliest fucking women I've ever seen. There's either the runway models, which is all in a fucking street somewhere, going to this modeling thing, or fucking 4 out of 10 everywhere. Holy shit. Fat fucking women everywhere. But that Indian student who was a testimonial, he was trying to pull, but according to him, the building, he was going in this fucking circle. Because he was waiting for me to WhatsApp him instructions. Just walk in that fucking building, asshole. But he was pulling the hottest girl. And the reason why he did this was because of Elite 30 from Hardcase to Hero. I was training him in social skills. And this is why Asians and Indians under my training, they can get laid and pull easily. Compared to Credit Stealer Wayne. You remember the chart? Social skills, social calibrations, emotions, and game persuasion. So basically, if you focus on Elite 30, you actually get these two, social skills and social calibrations in the body language. Does that make sense? You're getting 50%. If you're Asian, this is today's sponsor is Elite 30 from Hardcase to Hero. This is the best fucking program I need to get in the hands of every single Asian and every Indian person. It is the closest thing to the cure to cancer or being Asian or Indian that I had come up with besides fashion. It is the best fucking program, bar none, and your parents and your grandparents and your great-great-great-grandparents probably met each other through social skills. It was not a fucking high-value motherfucker who just vibed some romantic sexual connection bullshit and then closed. No, it was through fucking social skills to keep them on the fucking line. The line of fuckability. When your game is boosted here, now it becomes 5 out of 10 automatically. So if you want to add emotions, great. Let's be real here. A lot of Asian men cannot actually feel any fucking emotions. A lot of my students have no empathy. You all know that. All the Asians are lying to you when they pretend that they can connect. I've never met one single student who can connect with women. This is why the romantic sexual connection is not the game for them. The connection, you gotta build connection, you gotta be romantic, you got to they don't know how to fucking do that. That's why the sexual connection, maneuvering, sexualizing it, objections dealing is much, much better. And you don't have to use alcohol in the bedroom to deal with objections. Having said that, because Elite 30 covers this area, this solves a lot of fucking problems for you guys. So however, say that I digress. Let's get back to the Berlin. So you know that there's different levels of looks in different places. So most of the women are very ugly there compared to all these other places. Second of all, the food is fucking disgusting. The food's fucking disgusting. Or do you prefer to coaching Asians or Indians? Hey, Eric, you should actually look at my site. You should actually look at my site for once. Instead of being a fucking cunt and asking stupid fucking questions. If you look at the testimonials, I actually have equal Asians and Indians. I don't... All the races train under me, Eric. Do you know that? If you look at the testimonials, you'd be like, what the fuck? How does this 5'7" Chinese guy train the entire fucking world? How the fuck does he have so many fucking testimonials? Let's see if this shit loads. It's gonna be slow as fuck. So let me show. Fuck. This thing's slow as shit. All right, I'm putting a link. Look at my testimonials. This is not all of it updated. If you guys are learning something, give it a thumbs up. But Berlin is the fucking easiest by far. Berlin is the easiest. So if you develop a day game system there, it's not that super fucking hard. So, having said that, the food is disgusting. Germans have these sausages. They're called breakfast or whatever the fuck they're called. They're the most disgusting things I've ever ate in my fucking life. Berlin, the food is nasty. Oh my God. The best food I've ever ate is from Prague, Czechoslovakia. Perfect fucking pastries. Perfect Thai food. Perfect burritos. Chinese food. And me and Credit Stealer Wayne, we love China. Like, he loves fried rice. He's a fried rice guy. In India, they have a lot of fried rice. Most Indians love fried rice. That's one thing you don't realize. Most Indians actually enjoy Chinese food. So, and I eat a lot of duck there. Peking duck. My God, that restaurant was so fucking good. It's cheap as fuck. So we have different tastes. But for him, he likes Chinese food. I like Western food. So I noticed that most of your students have hair. What are your thoughts on replacement systems? Most of the students have hair, but a lot of them, there are bald students, by the way. Look at the London guy and look at the other tall Asian bootcamp student. They're bald. So some are bald, some have hair. Some Indian guys have no hair. So just grow a beard. Yeah, just fucking, I don't know, get a fucking tattoo. and use your baldness, you genius, until you're a fucking positive stereotype. Do whatever it takes for your ethnicity to look cool and bald. Stop being a cunt. Okay. Fuck. Asking me fucking questions are stupid. Okay, you heard about the refugees there. The goddamn fucking refugees. Oh, I don't want to go to Germany. I'm going to get raped by not raped, but a fucking refugee and get killed. Terrorism. No, that's the fucking news. Nothing bad happens there. They clean up the refugees. And I don't mean that they grab a hose and they hose them all down. There's actually very few refugees. And they wear very African-looking robes and shit. I didn't see that many refugees. I think they've been all detained. They clean up the place because it's probably scaring the shit out of the tourist. But if you were living in Berlin for a month and a half or two, you will probably get enough infield to start your own dating coach company. I'm just saying, it's just gonna be that easy. They're gonna follow you home because the women are fucking stupid and they have no fucking jobs. And guess what? They're happy because the government takes care of them. Stupid. But that's Berlin. Stop talking about your hair. Shut the fuck up. If you're a tall black guy, and of course that hair, you can be a positive stereotype. And even a tall white guy, like my other student wearing leather jackets too. Okay? If you're a tall Asian guy like my other students, Vietnamese, in a boot camp with 2 same-day lays, one in Las Vegas and one in Vancouver International Airport, YRV or whatever. If you're short and you're bald, then kill yourself. And you're Asian. Metaphorically speaking, of course. I can't legally say that. But however, saying that, get a tattoo if you're short. This is what I would do if I was short. I would wear like 2 fucking Rolexes, AP, the most expensive watch. I would only close on Instagram. And I would get that lifestyle all over Europe. I would put hot women into the fucking Instagram. And I will not go for same-day lace. I would just keep funneling women into the Instagram, and I'll wear elevator shoes even further. I'll be dressing in blazers. I'm going to look as rich as fucking humanly possible so I can raise the money category. Does that make sense? If you're bald and you're Asian, you better raise the fucking value, and you better raise the pre-selection and lifestyle, and have perfect fucking social skills. Stop being a cunt. Okay, let's continue. So the refugees are all cleaned up. Okay? It's a chill place. It's almost like nothing to do in Berlin, seriously. There's only one shopping mall. Unless you want to watch Don John walk by with his positive stereotypeness, tall white guy, big guy. I can't see him because I'm kind of blind as a bat with my contact lenses. I can't even get into my fucking small Asian eyes. It flips around. So I can't wear contacts, but I do have contacts. I have 2 boxes of it. And I can't get them into my fucking eyes. Fucking many eye surgery. Like the Koreans get bigger eyes. Having fucking said that. Let's see. Yeah, there's nothing to do in Berlin. Seriously, nothing. It's just construction sites, big buildings, and a fucking wall. Ooh, and this big circular thing, in this big ass tall dick building with a circle thing on top. A long fucking building. That's all they have. Berlin is the most boring place on the planet. It's fucking huge. The buildings are huge, so you have to use the train. You have to use the train over and over to get to different cities. A lot of rural areas with a lot of old-fashioned looking buildings. But the city center is... I've been in multiple parts of Germany before. I've also been to a different part. I forgot what's it called. But... not Darmstadt, but somewhere else, it was a different part, a different airport. In order to get home, I had to go through that city. Then I go to Germany, a different part, and then I went to Calgary and Vancouver. It was a long fucking trip, and somebody else paid for my trip. So, hats off to you. You give me more perspective. I didn't expect to be like fucking be on a trip as if I was like also being backstabbed at the same fucking time. But you brought me to the trip, and thank you. Having said that, this is what I think. So Berlin, number 1, is the easiest in the world. So what's number 2 then? The easiest place in the world. Let's see. The second easiest place, if we are talking about Asia, and people might say, ooh, the Philippines. Yeah, I have to change my game a lot when I go abroad, because think about this way, okay? Let's see. It's a good example. Don't worry, this is not a real gun. It's just the airsoft, okay? If I got AR-15, but so they have rails and shit you can put on top of the guns. It's not a real one, I swear. Okay, it's not a real gun, and don't worry, I will not hurt anyone. I'm not. This is a Glock. Having said that, even if I had an AR-15, it's just a airsoft. Okay. Airsoft. I used to grow up and I used to like army and gun stuff, so that's why you see that sometimes in my infields. But if you had a gun, right, and you change the scope of it, or you change the grenade launcher, or you put a sling over it, does that make sense? So in every country, I will have to wear a different outfit. For example, this cannot be worn in Berlin because it's too formal. This is too formal because they're hipsters. So in every country, the fashion, write this down if you guys are taking notes. And this is the thing though. This is the thing. You should go back to every YouTube video you have not seen and write some fucking notes and call it action steps. Stop being a cunt. Action steps. And then you fucking do it, because a lot of people already got laid just listening to the YouTube live. Because there's a lot of real shit in here, real actionable advice. So having said that, every country has a different fashion. So for example, if I were talking about Berlin, I would probably switch over I think I was wearing a jacket like this. I have many more jackets downstairs. I'll probably switch over to a different type of jacket. Just like the rifle example. I'll change the loadout. Because every place has a different sort of fashion that you need to fit into. And of course, when I'm in London, I'll be switching over my fashion again. So if you don't switch your fashion from country to country, right, you're going to have a tougher time. And now you understand why John has so much fashion sort of thing. It is not to be fashionable. It is actually switching like a gun, is switching the different scopes and shit on top of it. That's all it is. Hope that makes sense. If you switch over to different areas, then you can go in different environments. The game has to change. Every country has a different way, a different code you have to crack. For example, I have found that in Warsaw, Poland, a lot of women were very, very conservative. And they won't go to an instant date with you. If you seeded the idea of an instant date, they won't go. But somehow, if you walk with them, they'll walk with you. And when they're closer to the instant date location, then they'll go. Does that make sense? Because they're so conservative. They have anti-slut defense. So therefore, that's one change I had to make. I remember another student. He pulled the mother and the daughter Russian. They're both hot. In Prague. Right? That's fucked up. And I was in here coaching him with the counter-punching shit that I teach. Okay? He's got the mother and daughter into his hotel. But the daughter cock-blocked the mother saying, listen, we have a father. What the fuck? So having said that, what was my point? Oh yeah, that place. When I was teaching the guy, he was telling people, hey, I'm from Thailand. The women disappear so fucking fast. When I was teaching a student there, I'm from Thailand. Next girl disappears. I'm from Thailand. They associate with Thailand fucking sex tourism. And also they associate with all that negative shit. Prostitutions, poor third world country, all that shit. Which is to bring the next point. What's the second country? Thailand. But he's from Thailand. And I had to switch his game out. I had to call everything out, and I say, switch it over to saying you're Japanese. So when he says he's Japanese, the women all talk to him. Oh my God, I love Japanese culture. I love Japanese culture. And he was able to like get a lot more compliance. Every country is different. In Riga, you got to call it out too. You got to call it out. You got to say, listen, I know you guys are Russians and the Latvians treat you like shit here. I know that you guys don't really date each other very often through the streets because you guys go through online dating, and both of you, because the euro is so expensive, you both have to be in a combined household in a relationship. They open up to you. You need to call out the problem. Every country is different. Ukraine, for example, you guys speak Ruski. You guys speak like Russian. You guys speak that language. If you don't speak it, they'll think you're a sex tourist. So I had a friend there in Ukraine, a tall white guy, and we almost pulled home like 8 out of 10, blonde and shit like that. But he's like, I don't want to because I already had a few fuck buddies. So we played a prank on the women there because he travels out of Ukraine a lot. So I asked him, can you do an American accent? He's like, oh, absolutely. So we go up to the women there and we're like, hey, do you know where I can get a good hamburger? That's how you talk like. And he starts speaking like, oh, baba, privet, right? It's like cocktail and shit like that. And then the women start laughing. If you don't speak the Russian language, and the thing is Ukrainian and Russian speak a slightly different dialect. If you speak Russian, they know, you learn from a Russian dialect. They don't like each other. Ukraine and Russia are enemies. So that's another thing to keep in mind. When High Lake Counts guy said Ukraine was impossible, it is so difficult. It is bullshit. It's super easy at night, and you cannot number close. You can only same day lay. There's no other way in Ukraine. I'm sorry, but if you can try a same day lay as much as you want, you'll never be able. If you go for number close, they're all flake. 100% flake rate. In most cases, at least 99%. But if you go for same day lays in Poland, this is where maneuvering is important. It's where sexualizing it is important. You can use alcohol, but I don't recommend use alcohol. It's only for those who don't know how to deal with objections. So that's how you conquered Ukraine. You gotta hit them from a different angle, emotional angle. You gotta be like, I want nothing from you. I just want to get to know you better. You can come back to my place. I have a place for you to sleep. You gotta loop the objections. I got a place for you to sleep tonight. We can just cook something. We don't have to do anything you don't want to. I can cook for you an omelet. This and that. Come on in. Okay, sure. But you want to maneuver. Once you deal with enough objections, it'll close. And it doesn't mean you need to wrestle them, because if you're getting them drunk and wrestling them, that's called systematic rape. Systematic rape. And I don't teach systematic rape. My student has to seduce the women. So if you see bedroom escalation videos and you see alcohol in it, it's just basically not a good thing. Because if it's a big, strong guy and he's forcing himself on her and wrestling with her in the bedroom, basically what's going to happen is she's going to submit. But she submits is called Stockholm Syndrome. That's when you're in a hostage situation. 1 second. What is Stockholm Syndrome? A feeling of trust, of affection felt in many cases of kidnapping or hostage taking by a victim towards the captor. So the woman will have like more of a Stockholm Syndrome. And that's not how you play the game. You don't just fucking try to be more romantic and stuff afterwards, so that way she doesn't call rape. Because if you try that shit in the United States, you will be crucified. So my students, they have a different sort of way of dealing with bedroom escalation. They usually have something called, what's it called? Pressure and release. But you're like, John, I've heard of pressure and release. You never heard of physical pressure and release. You're like, what are you talking about, John? Oh, more top secret tactics from John Elite that you guys will never, ever learn unless you're in a boot camp. Because the last boot camp student, he sat next to the woman, and he kind of like did all this bedroom emasculation shit without alcohol. He sat next to her, put so much pressure. They start touching her, starts doing all that shit. She's gone. You find that happen a lot without this physical pressure and release. Physical? What do you mean physical? I mean maneuvering. But of course, this is top secret. A lot of my game there's not a lot of similarities between the other Waynes. My system is very, very different. I don't use alcohol. I got 5-step escalation ladder, but I removed it. Bruce Lee once said, knowledge means daily increase. Daily increase. However, wisdom, 18 years of the game, field testing with every student, is daily decrease. Hack away at the unessentials. I'll say this again. Knowledge is daily increase. Wisdom is daily decrease. Hack away at the unessentials. And the unessentials right now is the romantic sexual connection. Is not necessary. That's only going to work for you if you are seen as a boyfriend material. A boyfriend material. And that's the biggest problem because you don't need to introduce romance to get a girlfriend. You can actually turn a fuck buddy into a girlfriend easily by the girlfriend process in the John Elite playbook. And it works really, really well. If you guys kind of get this, give it a thumbs up so I know that you like what I'm teaching. You go logistics in any courses, inner circle, you'll be learning it soon. Logistically, the inner circle is very like closed off group for the students who already got laid. This is like a band of rebels, the kind of resistance to all these fucking dating coaches that have very little testimonials. These guys are getting laid like crazy in the inner circle. And I'm going to be teaching that. For once, I'll be talking about the escalation ladder. But my escalation ladder is top secret, but I can talk roughly about it in the 5 styles or 5 Wayne styles, as I call it before. There are 5 styles when you're dealing with personality. And only Justin Wayne has ever talked about personality, but not to this degree. I'll be covering it in a future video. I want to keep this one focused. So what's the second best place to day game? Thailand. My mentor is in Thailand right now. Although he's with his parents, he's got like quite a lot of lays. He even banged a Czechoslovakian model. All white girls and 1 Asian. My mentor, my real mentor, is Pakistani. When you saw me in the mansion making these YouTube live, this is the mansion of the Inner Circle Secret Society of naturals and players. They have taught me in the past. All these technologies like watches, all these weird fucking text game, all these weird hairstyles, all these weird fashion, all these weird shoes, brown shoes, all these colognes. And I have secret colognes that makes it so much easier to get women. And they say, you can't tell anyone, John. I know you'll talk. And I say, no, I won't. You can't teach any of your students any of these technologies. But I've been taught technologies because when you take the money out of the game, unlike credit stealer Wayne, who only cares about the money and brainwashing and credit stealing and being famous and retiring rich like RSD Max. When you look at the real game, when you take the money out of it, they're like, John, holy shit. John actually makes money as a dating coach? We should be doing that. That's what they said. I was like, no, dude, I don't want to. If you're working, you work under me. I'm not going to hire. I'll show you that booklet. The booklet. Stay there. Okay, right here. This is a top secret book of the Inner Circle. I was writing this, taking notes, when I was in the Inner Circle. Some of the most top secret game tactics the world has ever seen. So, right here. I can't really share it, but I've been taking notes from the best players and naturals in the world. I can't really show it to you. But they told me that if I ever publish this, they get royalties. I was like, fuck you. Right here. The book, The Secret Book of Naturals. How is the inner circle different from this? How do you go to logistics? Of course. The inner circle are players in naturals. So they're not like dating coaches. Most dating coaches are borderline sociopathic and fucking autistic. So most dating coaches, you see, they'll focus on game. Social calibration, social skills. Social calibrations, they might improve the body language. For dating coaches, they focus on in game. And SMV, looks, money, status. That's what dating coaches focus on. Most dating coaches, the reason why they're taller than me and a lot of the general population, they're usually around 5'11" to 6'2", is because height doesn't matter. Race doesn't matter. You see, most of the dating coaches are usually white. Some black, a few Latinos. There's hardly any Asians. I've already been a dating coach for 6 years. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for all this shit. It's because that's what the women gravitate towards. But most dating coaches, they have no social skills. Most of these guys who are in the inner circle have perfect social skills. Some are from California. And the women, even though he's ugly white guy, he's been able to bang 8s and 10s, 8, 9, and 10 consistently. Maybe not all the time, but that was his superpower. My Pakistani mentor, his superpower is that in every single 3 approaches, he'll close one number. And every number that's closed, 95% of them has come out to the mansion. And he pulled them and fucked them. And when the women give him attitude, he kicks them out in those cases. But he has a 95% success rate with number closing. And I was always taught that if your value is not high enough, number closes won't work. So my thinking is that these guys have a different game. When I was day gaming with him, he's much sharper than me. I've never seen anyone so fast. It's almost like a supercomputer. Even though I'm pretty fucking smart, it seems like this guy is even smarter than me. I was like, what the fuck? Like, way smarter. Another guy in the inner circle is like, we kicked him out, but he was a model-looking guy. I think he I won't say what he's doing now because he was on the news. He was on the news for some controversy in British Columbia. However, saying that, he is a good-looking guy, but he looks like a male model. He's also from Germany. So, tall Asian guys who do very well, but they bang uglier women. Let's see. The connection system is a little bit unstable. So it's back. I'll turn off that. But inner circle is very different. But that guy in Halloween, he was wearing a mask. Although he's very good looking. He was gaming a woman in the car. Because Halloween, they cannot move the car fast. He started gaming her with a mask on. And he banged her afterwards. Which is like, what the fuck? He was literally talking with her, walking in the car. These guys have crazy fucking tactics. We will usually, years ago, for an inner circle, we would drive around in a Jeep and we'll launch each other out like torpedoes whenever there's a hot woman. It's like maneuver warfare. And we'll approach. And later on, they'll do another round like a circle and we'll pick each other back up. So rather than, going and approaching in the streets, whenever we see hot women, because their close rate is so high, they just launch each other like a torpedo. And you're thinking to yourself, whoa, what the fuck? Who thinks like that? So what you have noticed, most dating coaches, they kind of have no facial expressions. They have no tonality changes. And they're almost autistic. These guys have perfect social skills, perfect emotional intelligence. And women are so into them. These are the kind of guys who breaks the rules, the anomalies. My mentor, Pakistani guy, he's not that good looking. He's the same height as Credit Stealer Wayne. Okay? I'm not going to say the height because the mystery will be gone. That I like to keep private. I know Justin Wayne's height too. They're not short. So having said that, Having said that, what was I saying? He's not that short. He's brown skin, very dark skin. He's the guy who got me into like wearing Rolexes and watches and all this stuff. And he wears like Armani shit, jackets, very rich stuff. That's his mansion, right? I get to be investing in it a little bit, but that's his mansion. So when he sells it, then that'd be great. I make some money too, a little bit, here and there. Having said that, the naturals in the dating coaches, it's almost like the dating coaches are a lower species. Most of the dating coaches usually get like they lose their virginity later. They're almost like they want revenge on the world because they're narcissistic as fuck. A lot of them are thinking, oh, if I get results, then maybe other people get results. And the privileged guys with the high looks, money, and status then become dating coaches. And all the Asians and all the Indians, as you see, even with Credit Stealer Wayne, they suffer. Because when your SMV is high and you think, oh, I got results, I can get them results. No, you can't. Because your game is not sufficient because your SMV is too high to get over the line of fuckability. And this is the same thing that happens with Jan Lifestyle. Jan has 0 day game testimonials, all night game, and online. It's the same thing with Charisma King. Charisma King does not even have one single student's laid. It's all delusional. They're delusional. They're sociopathic. The dating coaches are sociopathic, delusional. So when their SMV is higher, they go in the upward spiral. But they always believe opinions as facts, that everything that they teach works. But with me, with 402 testimonials, I have 0 delusions about the game. The things I tell you about the game is hardcore, raw. It is so fucking raw. A lot of you are just can't fucking handle it. This is the real truth. And this is why people get laid even from a YouTube live. It almost makes no fucking sense. So the second place I want to talk about is Thailand. Does that make sense? It's not rocket science. Thailand's where a lot of white people go to get Asian women. Thailand is the easiest. And if somebody says Philippines is easier, Philippines have all Asian women. I'm sure it's easier. But Thailand also has backpackers. Backpackers. When they have backpackers, it's even better. Because the women are traveling from country to country. And they just are down to fuck. So that's a second suggestion is Thailand. Go make a vacation there. Go make a vacation. Berlin, I don't recommend it right away. It could be your second destination if you want to stay a little bit longer. You know, you can probably be a dating coach because you probably get at least like 10 fucking lays easily if you stay there for a month or a month and a half. I'd rather you go to Warsaw, Poland because it's much better of a, like way better for the money. The women are hotter. It's a little bit harder, conservative, but you get the better bang for your buck if you're there for 2 weeks. Just keep spam approaching and try a same day lay, and you do just fine. You want to the best place in Warsaw, Poland, to get the apartment or Airbnb is right between Old Town and the newer city center in Old Town. There's a building. My student who got 2 lays there. When he was there, he was a testimonial, a Chinese guy, 5'7", good-looking guy too, good-looking guy. But he got 2 lays in Warsaw, Poland, and he got like fucking close to more than 10 lays under my training, all over Europe for day game. He's got some online, he's got some night game, but he's got over 10 for Europe. Every time I post an Asian or Indian testimonial, remember, Credit Stealer Wayne does not have any outside of 1. That's it. Don't let him take away that fact. And the game is very different. I don't use romance in my game. And in Europe, we didn't use romance. So I'm kind of fucking shocked. How do you get women who have language barrier, for example? She can't speak English, but you do. There are 2 ways you can get her. Number 1, you can start to use Google Translate to translate some of the things. Number 2, you got to pretend to smash a brick on your face. You don't really get a real brick. It's metaphorical. So you grab it like this, you go, poof, and you pretend you're retarded as shit, like an RSD victim. And then when you're retarded as shit, right, You don't speak complicated topics. You don't say, what kind of job or occupation do you guys do? Because that's how they speak to Asian or dumb fucking women who don't know English. No. You have job? No. What do you sign languages? What do you do as a job? It's more of an expression. What you do as a job? Because I have to be more expressive when I'm in Europe. And they're like, oh, okay. I work as a receptionist. Oh, okay. And he's like, okay, what kind of reception? Like, do you work at a law firm? Do you work at... Oh, you receptionist? For what? Hospital? No. I receptionist for library. Oh, library. Have you read the book about... You like reading? You get where I'm going with this? Dumb and fucking retarded. Smash a brick over your fucking face. And that's how you talk to people, especially Asian women and people that don't know the language. I hope that answers your fucking question. Okay? I hope that answers your question. And if you want to learn the other two places of where you should be day gaming, especially one in Canada, not in Vancouver. Vancouver is hell. It's the hardest fucking place. Don't let anyone tell you any differently. LA, Hollywood is kind of hard too. A lot of status. Vancouver's a lot of status. There's another place that's an open society. I recommend you guys go there. Vancouver is only for training students in hell. It's like the fucking most hellish place you've ever been to. Compared to Berlin, Germany, I mean, in Europe, I've only ever made 1 or 2 approaches per fucking place. I didn't approach in London. And I did not approach, Riga, I got my ass handed to me. But in future infields, if I ever use them, I don't need them. With Credit Stealer Wayne, I will censor him and I will say that I had a wingman. Because I'm not a cunt. I don't take away testimonials, just like the London Immersion Day Game program where I'm completely censored out. He has not posted the other bootcamp clips I was part of, which is good. But if you do, you should at least give me some fucking credit that I helped you all over fucking Europe instead of stealing credit. Just like you're trying to say that I still work for your company. I don't work for your fucking company. Who the fuck will work for your company if your real end game is just to retire rich like RSD Max? Doesn't even matter how much Asians or Indians you screw over. It doesn't matter. And just to take all the credit. It's all about, I don't think Credit Stealer Wayne's envious. I don't think he's jealous of Justin Wayne. I don't think so. But he's envious. Envy and jealousy are two different things. Okay? What is envy? A feeling of discontented or resentful longing arousing by someone else's possession, qualities, or luck. So for me, it is the testimonials. For Justin, it is the excessive girlfriends, although Justin is fake as fuck. But yeah, hope you learned a lot. I'm going to put a link below, okay? When this thing is published, I'm going to put a link right into the comments section and pin it. I'm going to give you the other 2 countries. In fact, I'm going to add an extra one just after this. One in Australia. I'm going to tell you where is the best place to be day gaming. It's not the easiest, but easier for minorities. And this style, I'm telling you, that works is for same-day lays. So if you guys want a number close, it's the same fucking numbers game around the world. Okay, it's the same fucking numbers game. But if you want to go and try to pull in same-day lay, the list I'm giving you makes the most fucking sense, especially Berlin, Germany, and Poland. Runner-up. So 1 place in Canada. I'm going to give you 1 place in the United States too. 1 place in the United States. If you guys like this and you feel like you got some value out of it and some insights into how day gaming works around the world, especially in Europe, compared to somewhere like Vancouver, then give it a thumbs up. So that's what I want to say. Germany is the easiest fucking place on earth. It really is, but no one wants to be in fucking Refugeeville. in the fucking terrorismville. I think it's safe enough. There's police everywhere. There's police everywhere. Every time you go to the train, everything, there's always like, security everywhere now compared to before. But the food sucks there. Johnny Elite signing out. And from now on, I'll be putting links to my blog posts, which you guys should be fucking reading and learning from, taking notes. Because there's a lot of golden nuggets. But YouTube Live, you should all get a notepad and take notes. It's almost like you can get an education there. And when you get a layout of it, guess what? You tell me about it, it's great. Maybe you want to take a program afterwards. If you get laid, but I want Elite 30 from Hardcase to a Hero, a program not even Credit Stealer Wayne understands, or Justin Wayne. They have no idea what the fuck Elite 30 even is. It is a course I have created as exact countermeasure to Asperger's syndrome, autism. I took the chart of Asperger's syndrome, the 10 fucking traits or whatever, and I made the opposite. In Asians, because you have tiger parents. You have parents who are always making you do well in school, so you don't get to practice your social skills. Elite 30 is like the cure for your fucking cancer, dude, in daygame. No amount of RSD hoodie wearing, self-amusement, grabbing her by the shoulders will work. Anyways, signing off. John Elite. And stop being a cunt, train under me. The guy who can get Asians and Indians laid. And that's what they call positive stereotype, negative stereotype minorities. Maybe I'll show you a chart in the future. I don't have time. Just fucking read my blog. Signing off.